Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to talk about The Phoenician Scheme, which is the new Wes Anderson film that just came out this week. I saw it back on Thursday, and I kind of want to talk a little bit about it while also explaining some of the moments in the film that I actually really enjoyed. So let's kind of get a little super deep into it, not spoiling the whole thing, but the reasons why I really enjoy this film and why I think it's better than the last two films that he has made. So yeah, let's get into The Phoenician Scheme. So The Phoenician Scheme stars Benicio del Toro, and he plays a charismatic business tycoon who is being targeted by a lot of assassins and business people from across the world, and he has to go through several countries to acquire all of his assets from his several properties in order to make kind of like a death contract, so that if he does die, he can give all the funds to his estranged daughter, who is a nun in this film and is played by Kate Winslet's daughter in the movie. And you have other characters who pop around in the film, like Michael Cera, Riz Ahmed, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Richard Adeoye, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rupert Fiend, Bill Murray, Charlotte Gainsbourg, Willem Dafoe, just the whole cast of every single Wes Anderson actor that has shown up in previous movies has come here and have played around with, the Wes Anderson Playhouse aesthetic. So let me just kind of go back to the reasons why I really enjoy this film and why I think it's better than the last two films that he has made. So going back, I wasn't really the biggest fan of his last two films, The French Dispatch and Asteroid City. I think those two films, the first time I watched it, I was a little bit confused and kind of all over the place with the reasons why I think he is kind of starting to be a parody of himself with the aesthetics. But then I watched those two films the second time around, and I now actually really enjoy them and have a better understanding of them. But this new film, I feel right from the start, you know what exactly Wes is trying to do. It opens with some guy getting blown up by a bomb in a plane, and then the plane crashes, and you see Benicio del Toro's character Zaza trying to live through another day of him getting assassinated, or an assassination attempt. And then throughout the entire film, you're following this character, and he's trying to get all of his properties in order, in check. And this daughter of his estranged daughter, Sister Liesl, is trying to help him out with the contracts. And then Michael Cera, who is kind of the middle guy who's trying to help him out also as well, and he's obsessed with bugs. And just other characters who just show up throughout the movie who are doing the typical Wes Anderson fast talking, deadpan delivery, comedic delivery. And then just the rest of the film is very straightforward. There's not a lot of deviations compared to the last two films he has made, aside from the biblical elements, which is kind of teased around throughout the entire movie, where every time Benicio del Toro faints or almost dies from something, he gets thrown into purgatory, and God, played by Bill Murray, is trying to give him a lot of hints of what to do with his life, and then he's just thrown back into reality, and then he's trying to again escape from death. And I think it's a really interesting kind of perspective as far as trying to understand what exactly Wes is trying to do throughout the entire movie. I think it's his most spiritual film. I won't elaborate on that.
Believe it or not, Eraserhead is my most spiritual film.
Mm-hmm. Why elaborate on that?
No.
But I think I understand what he's trying to say about purgatory, redemption, just reincarnation as far as being a human. And then just on top of that, Zaza, he's kind of a hilarious guy who's trying to go through all these different scenarios in his life. But also at the same time, he doesn't feel like a citizen of America or other citizens of these other countries. He's just a free guy who's trying to focus a lot of his attention towards the other people around in his life. And I'm also happy to report that every single character and actor in this film plays pretty well. I had no complaints with any of the actors in this movie. They're all playing perfectly in the Wes Anderson Playhouse, especially Riz Ahmed and Michael Cera. I think they're the two standouts. Every time they show up, I'm just hell yeah, let's fucking go. And Benedict Cumberbatch also as well. He shows up near the end of the film. I don't want to spoil what he does, but he plays his character pretty well. I also really liked the moments with Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks with the whole basketball game where they're trying to figure out how to go about with the contracts, but instead of they just play a whole game of basketball, and we don't know how to play a game of basketball. Benicio del Toro and Michael Cera and Riz Ahmed, but yeah, just like the whole vibe of this film feels more straightforward and streamlined compared to Asteroid City, which was kind of like all over the place and was trying to like play around with this whole spiritual thing of like Wes Anderson and how he feels about like his entire works, and also The French Dispatch, which was also about like journalism and the effects of like journalism in today's age. But I think here it just totally works with the reincarnation stuff, the biblical stuff, and then just like on top of that, like the whole idea of this businessman who's trying to bring everything together as he's trying to die multiple times, or not trying to die multiple times. But yeah, this is really solid. I recommend it. I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm seeing it again today, so I might move it up to a 4.5 out of 5. I'm not sure, but it might be just the same. But let's talk about the Oscar talk for this film. So just to keep it simple, I think the Oscar talk for this film, it's not going to happen. I think right now it's kind of like being played out as like a typical Wes Anderson fare. It's not something that's like bigger than, the Grand Budapest Hotel, which got the Best Picture nomination a long time ago. Here, I think it's more playing with just like Asteroid City and The French Dispatch, where it'll just get like a little buzz here, but I don't think it's going to like pan out into, major Oscar nominations. But if it does happen, I do think the original screenplay and maybe cinematography might do the trick. But again, I don't really see it going out its way for Oscar contention this year. I think right now Wes Anderson is just coasting with his movies, as far as just like making movies that are just like, they're fun, they're great, but they don't, go fully into like the mainstream consensus as far as I can tell. It has to be something like the Grand Budapest Hotel, where it's just like, man, this is like literally the best Wes Anderson movie he has ever made. I don't really buy into that with this new film here, but overall, I think it's still a great movie. It does deserve, best cinematography. The art direction's fucking great. As usual, it's very attentive to like the art direction, and like every single like set is like perfect. And the cinematography, as always, is really, really great. But yeah, that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this like really crazy review of The Phoenician Scheme. Hopefully I can recover from my allergies, and maybe we can talk about more movies that are coming out in the next few weeks. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys are having a good day, night, weekend, whatever. Peace out.